Good day, beautiful souls. Considering this is a personal brand, or there's an aspect that is a personal brand, I wanted to share a very powerful message. More preaching today than teaching. My mother, when she was born, she was born premature at about, I believe, 2.5 pounds, where the doctors didn't even think she was going to make it. But her mother, and whatnot, they pushed, and my mother, through the grace of love, she made it through and was born premature. She went on and became, a black belt in karate and multiple martial arts, throwing around big guys all over the place. And her mother had passed away when she was, I believe, 4 years old, 3.5, 4 years old. And then her father ran away, a couple of years later, and all of her cousins and aunts started to die. And instead of, running around to a path of, drugs or addiction, through the grace, of love, she was able to, stay on a narrow path. And when her grandfather died, he gave my mother all of his money, basically. And my mother used that money to go to a private high school. This was a very top-of-the-line high school at the time. The president went and gave a speech, and there was all kinds of, hot shots from around the world. But she used every penny that her grandfather gave her, or a lot of that money, to go and attend this high school. And that's where she met my father, who was coming from Japan at the time. His family's Korean by blood, but he was born in Japan, and he came very, very, very nice backgrounds, which I'm very grateful, he never gave me a penny of, or, never watered down my hand. And he met my mother. But if it had not been for that money, she would have never even met my father, and I would not be here. But it was through the grace of love, that brought this entire planet to life, the vibration of miracles and love. That's over 1 billion people have meditated to this vibration of love and miracles. The grace of love that all the prophets died preaching. Above all other commandments, all other commandments is love. No! Above all other texts and verses is love. That boy, I remember, when he hit a car head on going 65 miles an hour, speeding up in an intersection, foolishly rushing to get home to his sister and his family when he was running late. Very, very foolish, right? You just save a couple of minutes, a minute or two, and you're going to risk what happened, which was a 65 mile an hour car accident head on. And if he didn't have his seatbelt on, he would have been mush. I wouldn't even be here now. And it was that boy too, hiking to the very top of one of the highest mountains in Arizona, very, very foolishly. No more water, no more nothing. And his legs gave out on him, and he had to literally army crawl to get signal and call for help. And thank God the search and rescue had their helicopter up that night, or else he would have been due. The list goes on. There was a lot of too many near-death experiences. Even recently, after, obviously maturing and, going through, everyone's life journey that we all go through. No one's past is perfect, but it was through the grace of love that brought this entire planet to life, that all of the universe, the stars and the rainbows vibrate on, that growth was able to occur. Without love, there is no life, guys and gals. It's the grace of love that keeps this entire planet beating. History is not some random ordeal of events. History is a gradual progression through the vibration of loves and miracles that brought this entire planet to life. I remember recently, while filming the documentary, I was swimming through the ocean with the GoPro on, with the documentary crew and all of the people. And when we got back to the Airbnb that night, my cameraman Paul was like, Luke, and Brandon, we were like, Luke, you got to come look at this. And I was like, I want to go to sleep. And they were like, Luke, you need to come look at this. And I walked over there and I looked. I looked at the video recording from the GoPro, and there was literally a deadly stingray or jellyfish about half an inch from my hand. Don't underestimate the grace and the vibration of love and miracles. Have a beautiful day, all of you beautiful souls.